Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Re'eh, Shishi. So in Perek Tezvav, Pasuk Zayin and Ches, we are talking about giving tzedakah to the poor. It says, Ki yeh b'cha evyon, if there be a poor person, then it says, Ki pasoach tiftach es yadecha lo, yadcha lo, you will surely open your hand to him, habahabet habitenu lo, you will give him a loan, de machsaro, lo. You will give him whatever he is lacking. Rashi explains that you should give him a loan. That is talking about when he doesn't want to accept an outright gift of money. So then give him as a loan, make him feel better. And then de machsaro, you shall give him what he's lacking. So that's talking about one that, well, pasoach tiftach is talking about giving it over and over again. If he keeps on coming back, he still needs money. But when it comes to de machsaro, Rashi says this is talking about even a rich man. If he was used to certain luxuries, you're obligated to help him get back what's lacking to him. The fact that he used to have this horse-drawn wagon, or today he had his luxury vehicle that he would drive in with a chauffeur, we have an obligation to help fulfill him and return him back to that level. The Ben Ish Chai has a mashal of 3 districts in the country, and the king was coming, and he gave an edict that they should all, he put a vat in the center of town, and that all the townspeople and the people in the district should pour in wine, and he would collect it the next day. So in these 3 districts, there were 3 types of districts. The first district was an unscrupulous district, and each person said, you know, I'm going to put water in because everyone else will put in the wine, and who's going to notice that there's one portion of wine missing? But this town was so bad that no one put in any wine. And the next day when the king came, he found that it was all water. And he had them all put to death. In the second town, it was a mixture. Some people were honest and some were not honest. So what ended up happening was some people brought wine and some people brought out water. And it ended up being a diluted version of wine. Since the king didn't know who put in wine and who put in water, so he put them all in jail. He couldn't kill them, so he put them in jail. And the third town was a very honest town, and everyone came and they gave the wine that was obligated, and the next day the king came and he was happy because it was pure wine, and he gave each person from this town a nice reward. So this mashal is talking about and teaching us the lesson about the zechus of a community that works together. When a community is united in doing mitzvahs Hashem, Hashem is going to give us big rewards. Now going back to the pasuk de machsaro asher yechsar lo, so Rashi also says that lo to him, that them referring to the person who's lacking isha, that he needs a wife. So whether this pauper or not pauper, whether it's a male or female who's lacking a spouse, one of the things about doing mitzvah tzedakah is being empathetic and knowing what this person needs, what exactly this person is missing from him specifically. I'd now like to offer a unique opportunity to the listeners, whether new, first time, or repeat visitors, that there's an organization called Migdal Or, and amongst the great works, led by Fabia Preminger in the U.S., they had this bridal fund, and it costs about $5,000 to create a wedding that's bekovedik for an orphan that can't afford it otherwise, as well as some first-year expenses. And we have a sponsor who is willing to match as long as there's a minimum $2,500 contribution from all the people listening. And the deadline is the 19th of Elul. By contacting either Fabia Preminger or Migdal Or, we're going to try to put in a link either at the bottom of YouTube or Facebook or the email that you receive, and you'll be able to donate it for this specific cause to make sure we get a matching of at least one wedding. If we get at least $2,500, if we get thousands of dollars, $10,000, $15,000, we can do 2 or 3 weddings. There's at least 13 chasanim and kalos for Elul who are planning to get married in the next 2 weeks. So if we get the money in the next week or so, we'll be able to have it ready for one of these or more weddings. So we'll be able to fulfill the de machsaro asher yechsar lo, particularly as a community doing it together and doing it as we begin Elul, and we should be a wonderful zechus that Kol Mishalos Libenu. I thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.